today's video is going to be kind of a two-parter. I do have a role play that I'm going to be doing for you guys here in just a minute. But before we get into that, I wanted to first talk to you about a really amazing company that I have partnered with called BetterHelp. Now, for those of you who don't know, today, October 10th, is World Mental Health Day. And it's a day that's celebrated, recognized every year with the objective of bringing more awareness to mental health issues, destigmatizing things like anxiety and depression, and working to bring more mental health services to everyone around the world. And so the reason I'm helping to recognize this day and the reason I partnered with BetterHelp is because there's many reasons, but mental health issues are very important to me as an individual. It's very near and dear to my heart. I personally have struggled most of my life with anxiety and a little bit of depression here and there. And some of you may know, last year, and it was about 1 year ago, I lost my little brother. And so just this past year alone has been definitely a struggle for me, and I've benefited greatly from seeing a therapist regularly. So this is an important topic for me. So to give you an idea of what BetterHelp is, basically it's a company that helps to provide easy, simple, discreet, and affordable mental health services from licensed therapists to anyone, anywhere, pretty much anytime. And that is their mission, to provide anyone who's facing challenges in life with help from licensed therapists in a discreet way and in an affordable way. And I think that that's an amazing mission, and I 100% support that. So through the BetterHelp app, you can speak with a licensed therapist in 4 different ways. You can use direct messaging, live chat. You can do a video call or just a regular voice phone call. So you have plenty of different options on how you speak to somebody. And so basically the way that it works is once you download the app, you'll be directed to a really easy, simple, brief questionnaire just to get a little bit of information about you, your age, where you live, just sort of different details about you and what it is that you're looking for, particularly what you're struggling with, whether you would like to speak with a male or a female counselor, maybe someone who's particularly experienced in the LGBTQ plus community. A lot of different things are taken into account, but it's a super, super easy sign-up process, and the questionnaire is very simple as well. And so from that point, once you've answered just a few questions about yourself and what it is you're looking for or needing help with, you will be matched with a licensed therapist in your area within 24 hours. So it's super quick, and you can begin pretty much right away for a really, really affordable weekly cost. And so everything about this process is really meant to make counseling more accessible, easier, more manageable for anybody, anywhere. And what's really amazing is that BetterHelp has, up to this point, been able to help over 600,000 people get the type of therapy that they need. So just a few things to think about if you are considering trying BetterHelp. All of the therapists that are accessible through the app are completely licensed therapists. They're licensed through their state boards, so you are genuinely getting to talk to true professionals. And you can do it through your computer, tablet, mobile phone, anytime, anywhere that you are. And just to give you an idea of the cost, you can try BetterHelp for as low as $35 a week. So, all of that being said, I want it known, I want to state that I truly love and care about every single one of you. And so, if you're going through something, if you're struggling, if you're feeling anxious or you're depressed or you're just going through a hard time, or if this is something you've been struggling with your entire life and traditional counseling therapy in an office with a therapist is, for whatever reason, not an option for you, I deeply, deeply urge you to check out the description below. There's a link to BetterHelp. Mental health is important, and things like anxiety and depression and just the day-to-day struggle, those things are real. And you don't have to just live with it. You don't. So, give it a try, check it out, and from this point forward, if you would like to keep watching, I'm going to do a little role play in this vein, in this theme. I thought I would create a little role play video for you guys to maybe help you relax, get some rest, get some peace. So if you'd like to see that, then please keep watching. See you soon. Hi. It's nice to see you. Yeah, please just go ahead and get comfortable. I'm glad you could make it in today. Okay, so how are we feeling? Yeah. Okay. I've got a nice candle burning. It makes a little crackling sound. I hope that's not disruptive for you or anything. Okay. All right, I find it relaxing. Yeah. Okay. So this is your first time seeing me. And again, I'm so glad you decided to come in. So before we really get started, I'd like to just ask you a few questions about yourself, okay? And maybe kind of what it is you're hoping to get out of these sessions. How does that sound? Okay. All right. Is that something you're comfortable with? Okay. Great. Just wanted to make sure. All right. This won't take too long. Okay, and just do your best, be as honest as you can. Okay? All right. Go ahead and tell me how old you are. Okay. And what's your current relationship status? Married, in a relationship, single? Okay. Great. Now, I know this is your first session with me, but have you ever done any kind of counseling or therapy in the past? Okay. Okay, good deal. And just in a sentence or two, try and describe for me how you feel about your overall physical health. Any major issues going on right now health-wise? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So tell me about your sleeping habits. Kind of when you go to sleep, when you wake up, what's your general bedtime routine? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's very common. Okay. And same thing, but tell me about your diet, your eating habits like. Try and stay relatively healthy, do you eat a lot of junk food, that kind of thing. No judgments whatsoever. Just want to get an idea of what we're working with here, okay? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Good. This is kind of a sort of sensitive question, but again, this is a safe space. This is just between you and I. Everything's completely confidential. So go ahead and give me an idea of your financial state right now, your financial status. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, and so in the past 6 months or so, do you feel like you've been experiencing any kind of overwhelming sadness? Are you dealing with grief? Any kind of loss going on in your life? Even just depression? Okay. And depression doesn't necessarily have to come from anything in particular. It can just kind of exist, and you don't know why. So just give me an idea of what it is you've been feeling recently in that area. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more specific with that now. Have you noticed, or have others around you noticed, either a sort of an exaggerated slowness about your behavior or your speech or even your thinking? Or on the flip side of that, have you been feeling extra fidgety, finding it hard to sit still, that kind of thing? Okay. Yeah, just, maybe it's like restlessness. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right. And do you feel as though recently you have maybe experienced a dip or a reduction in how interested you are in just the things in your life, the things you do, your work, your friends, family, just a general lack of interest or pleasure in day-to-day things that you would normally enjoy? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Have you been experiencing any noticeable feelings of hopelessness? Okay. Okay. told me a little bit about your sleeping habits, but how are you sleeping? Are you finding it difficult to fall asleep at night or stay asleep? Or are you perhaps sleeping too much, feeling sleepy or drowsy during times when you need to get things done, times when you should be active? Okay. Okay. And then during the times that you're awake, are you noticing that you feel excessively tired and you have very little energy? Okay. Okay. All right. Doing great. We only have a couple more here, okay? Okay. Let's talk about your appetite. Have you noticed a dip or a change in your appetite? You have a lower appetite, or on the flip side, are you maybe finding that you're overeating, eating more than you used to or more than you need to? Okay. 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 So I'd like to get a sense too about how you're feeling day to day in terms of just how much you like yourself, for lack of a better term. How are you feeling about yourself? Are you feeling badly in any way? Are you feeling a sense of personal failure? Maybe that you're letting yourself down or letting others down in any way? Yeah, I know that's a tough question, but it can be extremely common for people who are experiencing a little bit of depression or anxiety or both, to feel that they're failing in some way or letting others down. So that's why we ask that. Even if it's not true, it really can feel like that sometimes. Okay. So when you're doing your work, or you're trying to focus on maybe reading a book, reading the paper, watching movies, anything like that, do you notice that you're having any trouble concentrating, trouble focusing on just day-to-day tasks? Okay. Okay. This next question, you can take your time on this, but I'd like you to be as honest as possible with me, okay? Because again, this is a safe space. Here between you and I, everything here is completely confidential. But it is important for me to get a full picture of what it is that you're dealing with right now, okay? So just be as honest as you can. Are you having, or have you had recently, any thoughts of self-harm? Okay. Okay. All right, good. Okay. So out of everything that we've discussed, your sleeping, eating, just general sense of how you're doing, whether you're depressed or just struggling with a lot of sadness or hopelessness, everything together, how disruptive are you finding these feelings to be to your day-to-day life? So your work, interacting with your family, friends, significant other, just sort of getting through the day. How difficult are you finding it to just manage right now with all of these factors? Okay. Yeah. I completely understand. Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about anxiety. Do you feel as though you're having an excessive amount of anxiety or worry? Anything that feels like a panic attack regularly? Any phobias that you're having a hard time dealing with? Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Are you dealing with any kind of chronic physical pain? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's very common. Okay. Are you employed right now? Okay. Okay. And once again, the answer to this doesn't matter one way or the other in how we're going to be interacting. So it's a little bit personal, but again, just trying to get a full picture of who you are, what it is you're dealing with, what you're going through, your background, that kind of thing. So would you describe yourself as spiritual, religious, absolutely nothing? There's no wrong answer. Okay. Got it. Okay. Great. Okay. And are you currently taking any prescription medications? Okay. Okay. Got it. And then give me an idea of how much you drink on a regular basis. Is it never, occasionally, every day, just socially? Alcoholic beverages? Yep. Okay. Okay. And how about smoking? Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you use a vaporizer? And how often? Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah, so that is just about it. That's everything that I wanted to cover. Based on everything that we've talked about here briefly, I do think that, well, initially, I think that it's possible that you might be experiencing a little bit of anxiety. Okay? And that is incredibly common. It's possibly more common than you might think. So I don't want you to think that that's anything to worry or feel ashamed or embarrassed of. Okay? And in terms of ways that you can naturally cope with that and somewhat relieve the symptoms of day-to-day anxiety, a lot of that is going to come down to healthy lifestyle choices. Okay? Additionally, what I'd like to do today, two things. First, I would like to show you some very, very easy, simple, calming breathing techniques that you can do anywhere, anytime, on your own to maybe help calm your mind, slow your breathing during those times when you're feeling a little bit extra worked up or anxious or scattered. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate these for you, and you're going to do them with me. And then these are things that I would like you to try throughout your day, throughout your week, when you feel like you just need a little bit of extra help calming calming those thoughts. Okay? All right. Anytime at work, in the car, before bed, first thing in the morning, anytime you're feeling a little bit more amped up than usual. Okay? All right. So if you wouldn't mind, just get comfortable. Go ahead and center your feet on the floor. Good. And again, you can do this anywhere. So if you're lying down, just find yourself a comfortable position. Good. Try and relax your muscles. And if you're seated, just plant your feet on the floor about shoulder width apart. Okay, try and center your shoulders. There you go. Good. Okay, and we're going to begin by taking a deep, full breath in through your nose. And as you're taking that breath in, try and imagine that you're filling your lower lungs with oxygen. And then into your upper lungs. And then we're going to hold that breath for a count of 3. So here we go. And then we're going to release and feel the oxygen leave your body. And as you're releasing that breath, I want you to imagine tension melting away. From your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Let's do it again. And as you release that breath, try and purse your lips like this. And slowly release the breath through your lips. Okay? So in through the nose, fill the lower and upper lungs. Ready? Hold. 1, 2, 3. Release through pursed lips. Good. And release the tension from your shoulders, neck, jaw. Again. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Release. And like I said, you can do this anywhere, anytime. Try and do 3 full inhales with the hold and the exhales, at least 3. You can do as many times as you feel like you need to start releasing that tension, especially from the upper body and the face and neck. Okay? So I would like you to try and implement some of those breathing techniques in your day-to-day life throughout your week, anytime you feel like you need a little bit of help calming down. Okay? Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to be out of time here pretty soon, but for the next few minutes, there's something else that I would like to try. And we can give this a shot. If it's not something that you find beneficial, you don't have to do it again. But I have found in my practice and in my life that some Reiki practices can be incredibly beneficial in cases of high anxiety, depression, even chronic pain. Okay? And I'm not sure if you've ever experienced a Reiki practice before, but it's essentially just kind of energy work. And I'm going to combine that today, with your consent, with some positive affirmations for anxiety to help create a sense of calm and peace. But I'm just going to begin. moving my hands in the general area of the upper body, around your face, neck, and chest area. Okay. And I'm going to be speaking out loud some calming, positive affirmations that I would like for you to mentally repeat as I say them. Okay? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and begin. So repeat after me in your mind. I am cool, calm, and collected. With every inhale, I feel more calm. And every exhale, tension is released. Good. Every cell in my body is relaxed. I am confident in my ability to take on life's challenges successfully. All is well in my world, and I am safe. I am completely free of worry and anxiety. Every cell in my body is relaxed. All is well in my world, and I am safe. All is well in my world, and I am safe. So that completes our Reiki session for today. How do you feel? Okay, good. So, those affirmations that we just did together, those are, again, something that you can incorporate in your day-to-day life anytime you're feeling stressed or you need a little bit of help calming down. Okay? Alright, well, this is going to complete our session for today. Before we get going, just want to remind you about some of those healthy lifestyle choices. Getting plenty of regular, light exercise, plenty of quality sleep, and trying to incorporate clean, healthy eating into your regular diet. Okay? And again, the breathing exercises that I showed you today, those are a tool that you can use anytime that you feel the need. And then try and just give yourself little reminders of some of those positive, calming affirmations anytime you feel like you need to. Okay? Okay. Alright, before we go, I do want to let you know that in-person sessions with me are always an option, but if you're out of town, or if things are a little bit tight in the budget, or if it's just not a good day for you to get out of the house and actually physically come into the office, you do have a remote option. It's called BetterHelp, and you simply download the app, fill out a brief questionnaire, very similar to the one that I performed earlier today, and then you will be matched with a licensed therapist in the area that can speak with you either through direct messaging, through chat, via a video conference, or via a phone call. And that's a really good, really easy, simple, affordable way for you to access regular mental health services from a licensed therapist. Okay? So if that's something that sounds like it would be more doable for you on a regular basis, please check it out. Lots and lots of people have benefited from that service. Okay? Okay. So we're out of time for today, so I'm going to say goodbye. But I do encourage you to try and do as much as you can on your own to help yourself get some relief from your struggle with anxiety. And again, if you ever need help, if you're ever struggling, there are resources out there available to you. Okay? Okay. Well, thank you for coming today. I'm really glad we got to spend this time together. And I'll see you next time.